Are these matches made in heaven?
Food pantry on the bottom.
2,000 couples arriving at a stadium outside Seoul, South Korea for a mass wedding. Some have known each other for just months. Others for only a few days. These are young members of the unification movement, sometimes derisively referred to as the Moonies, after their founder, Reverend Sun Myung Moon, though it's a name the church now rejects. These mass weddings started in the 60s, inciting massive controversy.
We need to warn young people to stay away from it.
With critics claiming that followers broke away from their families to join the new religion. Now the children of the original followers, the first ever born into the church, make up the majority of those marrying here today. Among them, Glenn and fiancée Judalee.
I want to be a little bit different. I want to stand out.
We met them 2 months before, shopping for Glenn's wedding suit at a local mall in New Jersey.
Look like if I had a second match.
It looks good. It looks good.
The church gave us rare access to them and several others as they prepared for matrimony.
Julie, you like the little X's on the bottom?
Judalee, an aspiring artist from Canada, flew to New Jersey to meet Glenn after they were matched by their parents.
No.
They'd never laid eyes on each other before.
I waited by the escalator, and I saw her. We kind of looked at each other. We both smiled at each other.
Oh, that's cute. I was like, oh my, it's happening. What am I going to do if it doesn't work out?
The first thing I said to her was, you're actually pretty. And she was like, actually? I kept thinking, what am I going to do now? What am I going to say now? It was extremely awkward, but in a good way.
Glenn, who's the lead singer of an indie band, struggled for a while with his parents' faith. What was it like growing up in the Unification Church?
It was great, but it also posed a lot of troubles and issues. People call it a cult, so you're very afraid that people are gonna view you negatively. You see other people partying and with girls, and you're kind of like, oh, that looks really fun, the fast life.
Glenn's mother, Claire, from Brooklyn, married Hubert from Austria in a mass wedding at Madison Square Garden in 1982. That same year, Judalee's parents, John from the States and Kaiko from Japan, married at a mass wedding in Korea. You have pictures of Reverend and Mrs. Moon around the house, as if they're deity. Is that how they're seen in the church?
Not as deities, no. But we do believe that Reverend Moon is the Messiah.
Moon's central vision to unify the world through multicultural marriages. Glenn's parents chose Judalee for their son from a church database. How do you explain that concept to the outside world?
Sometimes I feel a little bit self-conscious, but it's honestly a really beautiful thing. It's nice that they get to be a part of such a big decision in my life. My room's in the basement.
Judalee recently moved into Glenn's parents' home. Separate bedrooms are a must, since purity will be encouraged until at least 40 days after the wedding. Do you feel ready?
I feel really ready. I mean, I think the most, emotional part about getting ready was, there's a matching process for us, and I think that was, the big decision for me was, am I ready to do this? Because otherwise I wouldn't have gone through with it.
Soon, Glenn's mother is traveling with the young couple to Korea. We caught up with them at a massive resort, which has been taken over by unificationist couples marrying in just a few days. Sleeping arrangements are pretty much the same as they were back home. The couples will bunk here separately with same-sex roommates.
Not too bad.
Outside the hotel, we meet Adamar from California, who will marry Nina from Finland. Even though they've only spent time together in person twice since they were matched, they've grown close. You're in love, aren't you?
I think so.
I think so.
Adhemar embraces the church teachings on purity, despite headlines about Reverend Moon, whom church members call true father. His alleged extramarital affairs, a child allegedly born out of wedlock, not to mention his conviction for income tax fraud back in 1982.
You're not embittered by the hypocrisy of, like, purity, chastity, and then all of these reports.
I think Father was learning to become the Messiah. There was no one there to teach him what to do. You know, he went through the struggle to get to where he was on a spiritual level. Even though everything he's done his entire life, you know, people like to pick at that one thing.
Others we met, including the church's U.S. president, agreed.
The Reverend Moon I know and followed for almost 40 years is a man who deeply loved his wife and family. Our church believes in the importance of maintaining the marriage bond. Do people sometimes make mistakes? Yes.
So you're not denying that he had an affair?
You know, I have no knowledge of that personally. But to me, the main point is the Spirit of God working through Reverend and Mrs. Moon? And I think thousands of people have felt it is, and that's why they continue to come.
Unificationists say there are 3 million members worldwide, though critics say it's likely no more than 100,000.
So that entire bag is full of big wedding dress, basically.
Also arriving from the States, Naomi from Florida and Sungwon from Pennsylvania. We first met them back in Philadelphia, where Sungwon's congregation threw them an engagement party.
I've prepared a little song for you, but nerves, cameras, so I'll do my best. I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there.
In the time that you spent together, has there been any hand-holding?
No.
Hugging?
Hugging, yeah.
No kissing?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're in love?
I do.
Do you feel like you're in love?
Not yet. Not yet.
I know that you're going to take care of each other as husband and wife.
The romantic in me thinks it's a little sad that you're engaged to a man that you're not entirely sure you're in love with.
Right. You know, there's the adage, first comes love, then comes marriage. But people who get married, they fall in love and they fall out of love, right? So why can't it maybe happen backwards?
Now in the lobby of the hotel in Korea, they're making last-minute preparations before the big day.
You didn't go all the way up to the palace.
Do you feel like you've grown closer?
I do, definitely.
And yet, is there anywhere in the deep recesses of your brain where you think, what if this isn't right?
Of course. You know, there's always some sort of doubt or something, but it's that, you know, commitment that you made. I chose and I did decide to do it. You know, it's because I felt like we could create a good life together and that, you know, God was leading us in this direction.
When I last interviewed you on the park bench, I asked you if you were in love. Are you in love now?
I don't know what that means.
You still don't know. Well, you got about 12 hours.
No, I'm fine. We're in this. We're doing this.
A few hours later, hair and makeup begins. With 2,000 brides, it's a marathon enterprise. Appointments start in the evening and go straight through the night, which means some girls sleep in their salon-ready hair. Others don't sleep at all. Naomi rushes to meet Sungwon in the lobby where all the couples are gathering.
Oh, there he is. How do you feel?
Kind of like surreal because we're all like in a wedding dress.
What did you think when you first laid eyes on your bride?
We all started clapping.
Couples from all over the world line up for the buses. It's like some enormous school field trip in suits and gowns, complete with stag lunches. Some were matched just days ago in a special ceremony with Reverend Moon's widow for the purest, most devout members.
When did the matching ceremony happen?
One such couple we met hadn't been able to properly communicate since that moment.
So where are you from? Côte d'Ivoire. And where are you from?
Japan.
You can speak Japanese? No. Okay. And how's your French? No French. How long have you known each other?
3 days.
You met 3 days ago. You have a lot of faith. Where will you live after you get married? gosh, they're going.
Okay, next up, it's wedding day. We go inside the sacred ceremony, but not before someone gets a case of the wedding day jitters.